Good evening, Scotty Sanders here. Welcome. Hope you're off to a great week. Mondays are always the day you want to double up what you normally do just to get off to a good start for the week. Well, hope things are going great for you. Listen, tonight is episode 75. It's hard for me to believe it's 75 of these that are done. And this one is, in some ways, the theme behind why I do Facebook Lives. And kind of the theme that runs through everything I do on Facebook Lives is related to leading yourself well. Because I believe when you lead yourself well, it gives you an opportunity to lead others. So my name is Scotty Sanders. I'm an international leadership consultant, and I love to encourage and to empower others to live, lead, and to finish well. So I want to talk to you about what does it mean to lead well. And I want to go ahead and position this talk that I believe that leading yourself well is the greatest leadership strategy in the world. I know that's a big statement, but I've practiced leadership for 50 plus years, or no, not 50, 40 something years. Seems like 50. 40 something years I've been leading organizations. And I just know when I'm leading myself well, the people around me, the organization I lead seems to go better, because I tend to be the lid on that. So if I lead myself well, the strategy behind that is then you're able to challenge and encourage others to lead themselves well. But if you don't lead yourself well, in some ways you demotivate others. You don't show them the way. You discourage them. So you don't want to give anybody any reason not to lead themselves well. So I want to challenge people. I want to stretch them. I want to challenge them. I want to encourage them. And when you lead yourself well, people aspire to that. They want to be like that, modeling that for them. So I think it's essential. So if leading well is the greatest leadership strategy of all, well, how do you go about doing that? So I want to share with you in episode 75, 6, I believe, behaviors. I'm not saying this is all inclusive, but it's definitely a good representative list of behaviors. I believe if you'll practice, it will help you to lead yourself well, and therefore you'll encourage others to lead well. Okay? So here we go. So the first is people who lead themselves well are transformational. They're transformational. And part of that transformational is living out what making sure your walk matches your talk. And that brings about change. When people see that, it gives them a model to follow. It gives them something that you can point to. So being a transformational leader means you bring about change in others. And I think a big piece of that is making sure your walk matches your talk. Okay, so that's the first one. You people who lead well are transformational. Here's a number 2. People who lead well cast vision and focus on the big picture. Vision is like a magnet that draws people. Again, think about vision as a preferred future. People want to know that there's hope. There is a preferred future. We have a better place we can be. So you want to aspire. You want to encourage and inspire people toward a greater and better vision. Okay, help people to focus on that. Okay. And part of that is focusing on the big picture. So you don't want to get into the weeds too much, in the minutia. You've got to remind people the why behind what we do. People want to know that there's a direction, a clear direction in which they are heading. If not, they're going to feel like we're just a lot of sideways energy. We seem to be going nowhere fast. So that's the second one. People who lead well cast vision and focus on the big picture. Here's a third one, third behavior. People who lead well are eyes on but hands off. And that's been an approach I've taken for years. Most people know me that they know I'm not, if they've ever worked with me, I'm not a micromanager. I want to get the best people I can. I want to encourage them. I want to support them. I want to resource them. I don't want to do things to demotivate them. I want to lead myself well enough that it encourages them to lead well. So I'm eyes on, and what I mean by that, I'm paying attention, and I'm present, and I'm aware, but I'm hands off. So those are two different things. So you're eyes on, involved, paying attention, but you're not doing it yourself. So, so people that lead well, they don't micromanage, but they do pay attention to what is happening. All right. So here's the fourth one. People who lead well are collaborative leaders. They acknowledge and recognize they need feedback from others. See, we all have blind spots. You may not think you do, but I can assure you, by leading 40 years, there's been times that I've got a leg blown off, and metaphorically speaking here, where I had a blind spot. I didn't see the landmine. And so, and part of the reason why, I had a blind spot, but maybe I didn't listen well to others, and therefore I walked right over or onto the landmine. But had I been getting feedback, I'd had people pointing that out to me. So people that lead well are collaborative leaders, so they're listening to others, they're asking questions, they're receiving feedback. And another benefit to that, not only does it mitigate your blind spots, but it also gets buy-in from the stakeholders. So they feel like they're insiders now, they're involved, they had a say. Very valuable in leading yourself well is to be a collaborative. And that word collaborative means we co-labor together. It's not about me winning, it's about us winning. It's not about me, it's about we. It's not about I, but it's about us as the team and what we do together. The best leaders are collaborative leaders. Here's a fifth one. People that lead well make relationships a priority. At the end of the day, we should all be in the people business, right? And part of that is, how do you encourage those around you? How do you build up those around you? How do you care for those around you? Some of you heard me use this expression. A lot of top-down leaders, they operate with what I call the span of control. A much better approach is a span of care. The people that you're there to care for. You look at them and they're in your sphere of influence, your sphere of caring for and nurturing and mentoring and coaching and developing and pouring into. They're not for you to use, but they're there for you to serve them and to help them to be the best that they can be. And listen, those can't just be words. That's got to be your heart. People can see through that quickly, that you're really using them versus you're there to help them, which means you've got their back. But part of having their back is having tough conversations with them occasionally. But that is a leader that leads well is a priority on the relationship. It's very important to them. They treat others well with respect and dignity. They don't mistreat people just because they're over them. It should be the opposite. So number 6, last one, and again, I'm not saying this is all-inclusive, but it's a pretty good list. Probably some things that you may want to look at. How can you improve on these if you want to lead well? And I believe when you lead well, you've just embraced the greatest strategy of leadership there is. It just is. Again, 40 years of doing it. I'm going to put my name on this and say I think it's the greatest leadership strategy of all. So here's number 6. Here it is. People who lead well are trustworthy. People who lead well are trustworthy. Be a person of your word. When you say you're going to do something, do it. Follow through. Be that person that no matter what your commitment is, you're going to follow through because you committed to do it. Have it be known of you that it doesn't matter what he said. If he said he's going to do it, I'm counting on him. He will follow through and do it because that's the kind of person he is. That is a person that leads well. You can be counted on. You're responsible. Man, I like to follow those kind of leaders. They inspire me. They encourage me when I know that I can count on them. Well, listen, that's 6 behaviors of a person that leads well, because leading well is the greatest leadership strategy there is in the world. Well, I hope this has been beneficial to you tonight, and if you like it, please hit the share button and send it on to some others. And I hope we can stay in touch. Catch up with me. On Mondays we put out new content, or if we don't put out something new, we'll put something out there that we've done before to help you in your leading well, okay? Because our job and our team is helping and encouraging others to live, lead, and finish well. We love getting to do that, and we want to help you to do that. So again, 75 of these episodes. So if you've missed some of the past ones, you can go to scottysanders.com and check out the past ones, or you can just check it out on my Facebook page as well. So again, have a great week. Take care.